Welcome to another episode. I am your host, Saint-Gerard, your real estate agent, always looking for the good stuff in life to talk about. And to talk about good stuff, good life, I want to introduce Chris Daniels. I'm going to let him introduce himself, what he does, and how he gets everybody feeling good and great. So, Chris, introduce yourself to the audience.
Sounds good, bro. First of all, how are you today, man?
I am alive and I'm kicking and I'm moving. I'm happy basically that I get to do a video with you. So
That's good. So if you're alive and kicking, I'm alive and kicking too. I'm alive and kicking too, man. Let's we're alive and kicking together, man.
all right, so you should give them a hit of what you do. Tell them who you are and what you do.
Sounds good, man. My name's Chris Daniels, but in the industry, you can call me Coach Chris. Most of my clients, people in the fitness industry, call me Coach Chris, and I do personal training, personal fitness training, and also group fitness training as well. Wow. I just love people. I love helping people reach their fitness goals and get healthy. So I work with people from the youngest to the oldest, and I just try to make it fun, interactive, and I try to create a balance between fun and also challenging my clients at the same time. So I train people ever since the COVID shutdown. Most of my training has been virtual. I train most of my clients via Zoom, and then I just transition out most of my clients to WhatsApp. So it works for them, it works for me, and we put the work in, we get it done, and folks are happy.
Can I give a little testament?
Yep, you
All right.
certainly give a testament.
I've had a pleasure during the pandemic. Obviously, we all went through the pandemic and we were trying to find things to do, trying to get more healthier and just do positive stuff. I reached out to Chris and basically he happened to be doing group coaching. We did stuff basically like he mentioned on Zoom, and that was one level. And then when things started lighting up towards the end of the COVID era, we started doing stuff in the park. Everybody was spread out, doing everything. And honestly, as a person who lives in Queens, not so borderline, there's a lot about the parks I didn't even notice. As a realtor, I'm ashamed to even say this out loud. I'm like, oh my God, this park has all these activities, all these things, all these resources that we're not paying attention to because basically we're too busy in our cars driving back and forth, or most of us are on our phones walking back and forth. But because of Chris, I got to see some of these parks. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know this park was over here. You can actually come down here, exercise, sit down, relax, whatever it is. But I want to thank you for that. Just
You're very
doing
welcome.
exercise, just getting up off your chair, or off your chair, your couch, whatever it is, and just exercising. And you don't have to go crazy. It's pretty much just doing something, anything.
That's it.
Yeah. So I want to give you a shout out on that. So you mentioned basically you coach kids to adults and every age, every size. It doesn't matter what capabilities you have or anything else basically, but there is some ways that you can exercise and keep yourself as fit as possible.
Yeah, as long as you're willing, as long as you're willing and you have the will, you want to do it, you can work with somebody who has the will. And I think that says a lot.
All right. How long have you been doing this for?
Wow. Sometimes you have to stop and just reflect and think. When people ask those questions, it makes you, I appreciate it because it makes you reflect and think back. I believe fitness has been a part of my life pretty much most of my life. I would say I really started getting serious about it. I got certified, I would say maybe about a good 5 years ago. Actually, maybe 7 years ago, 7 years ago. And then 5 years ago, I changed my certification over to the National Academy of Sports and Medicine. So I guess I've been doing fitness for like maybe feels like 7 to 9 years. But before that, it was just always in me just to be active. I've always respected people who did it, and now as I'm getting older, I see it's something that I needed to make a part of my lifestyle. So even if I wasn't a certified trainer, I would still be doing this because it's my life.
All right. So I got a question for you. What was that switch that made you turn from, all right, you know what, I'm doing this, and I'm like, I'm really doing this? What was that switch that made you just click over to the other side?
You said from not do
I'm
rephrase the
doing this.
question again.
I'm doing this, but now I'm really doing it. You're doing it at the level that you're doing it right now, as opposed to 5, 7 years ago, basically, where you're like, all right, I'm going to try this. Now that I'm really
I
doing
see what
this.
you're saying. Yeah, I would say I'll give you a piece of it, but not fully. Just disclosing for myself, growing up, there are some unhealthy attachments that I had. I had some unhealthy addictive behaviors, not substance or anything like that, but there's some things that there's ways I used to soothe, my own emotions, but they were in unhealthy ways. I got connected to a recovery program that really blessed me, that changed my life, that taught us how to actually to grow and learn and to heal and to use healthy ways to actually soothe our emotions, those hard emotions that we go through. We can tend to pick things up over here and different behaviors and things like that. So I think for myself, I think that from doing it to now really doing it, as you said, when I started to heal from some things that I've gone through, some things that I've gone through that has caused me to adopt healthier habits. So now when I see fitness now, it's not something that's just going to get me like six-pack abs, I'm not, I don't want to be, it's not just a life of being shredded. It's a life of being spiritually healthy, emotionally healthy, and also physically fit. So the goal is for me, it's more like a three-dimensional approach. So fitness for me now, it's not from the outside, it's from the inside out. So that protects me, it keeps me safe, it keeps me working on myself. So I get my workouts in, I do my emotional work, I stay connected spiritually to my spiritual community, and growing now just happens to be me, Chris, growing the person. So when I take on clients now, they feel that same energy, that they feel that same focus, that this is not just about, just working on my biceps, my pecs, my abs. I can have those goals, but this guy's inspiring me to a higher level of fitness that emanates from the inside out.
I'm nodding a lot right now because basically you hit exactly where the next questions were going to be. Were about energy. Energy attracts energy, and
Mm-hmm.
happens when I'm not a person that likes to work out that much. I'm gonna be honest. But whenever I'm around you, and you start motivating everybody in the room, in the group, and whatnot, I'm like, all right, you know what? I gotta match his energy. So I'm like, all right, I'm never gonna be. This is Chris. I'm never gonna be up to here. When I'm like, I'm gonna get as close as possible as I can be. And I'm like, all right, you know what? And I get that a little. I'm trying to find the right wording here. I start surprising myself, which is
That's
something something I want to tell other people. You surprise yourself basically when you start thinking I can't do something, and then you get around the right people, the right mindsets. Somebody like Chris, and they're like, "Yes, you do this. If you think you can't, you can't. If you think you can, you can." So you got to find those people that are going to nurture basically that positive energy, and something like Chris Fit's system. Tell them about your company before we rattle any further. Tell them about your company.
Chris Fit Personal Training. It's just Chris Fit, and the company is run by myself and my wife. It's a small business, and it's just my wife and I. My wife actually does the administrative part of what we do. She does the calendar and contracts and stuff of that nature and everything, and she gets people on board, and she has a wonderful personality. She has good energy as well. I actually take on all of the actual training responsibilities, and I think we just make a perfect team. So when you talk about the business of it, it's a married couple actually doing this, you know. So I'm very grateful that it's my vision, but I'm grateful that my wife that she unselfishly brings her gifts, talents, and abilities to this. And I'm open to want it, invite it, and receive it. And she's free to give it. So now, does it mean that it's very easy to always work with your spouse?
No,
No, it's not. But the good thing about that is I see it as an opportunity to grow. Because if I'm saying I'm growing spiritually, emotionally, and physically, then the only way you can grow is if you're in community. And this is the closest community that I have. It's going to challenge me in different ways. And I like when she asks me questions as well and holds me accountable with different things. I appreciate that. Not to go too far off track, when you said something about energy, which is really great, that I cause you to rise up to a certain level of energy, but it's the same for each person, because that's why fitness is a great community. And the real estate is an excellent community, because when you get community of people together, each person is wired differently. So
Yep.
I'm wired to be excited to get off the couch about fitness. You're wired to be excited to get off the couch about real estate. So guess what? Everybody wasn't given the same passion. So when you think about, that's why we need community, because there are areas where I'm going to be deficient, where I need to rise up to your energy. And then we both rise up to somebody else's energy. But if we don't have community around us, a diverse community around us, we're just going to be passionate about that one thing that we're passionate about. But being a part of community challenges me as a coach, to really grow in places where I need to, other than fitness.
All right. Fitness, in your own fitness, you coach a lot of people. You've been doing this for quite a while. What's the easiest, or let's start with the hardest. What's the hardest thing that you can communicate, or what's the hardest thing that you have to deal with a client that you try to communicate? What's the hardest thing that you have to deal with a client?
That's a good question, because, yeah, I would say the hardest thing that I would have to deal with is if you get a client that's not cooperative. They're paying for the time, they want to do it. But I always say this, whenever I've learned this from experience, and I'm pretty sure you probably have too, in your industry, when clients come to you, let's say they're coming to me for fitness, that's what I do. They're coming to me with their level of fitness, which is their physicality, what they're able to do athletically, their cardio, their physical strength, their cardio capabilities. They're at their specific space where they're at their level. My responsibility is to take them to the next level. But they're not just bringing their physicality, the level of where they are physically. They're also bringing their emotional maturity. They're also bringing their mental health. So they want the physical part. They want to reach their goals, but you may have to work with people sometimes that are not cooperative. And now I'm very upfront with that. I have to create boundaries, because if I'm not able to give you instruction and you follow instruction, then you can't reach your goals, because somebody has to lead the session. So I would have to say, so I've had instances like that where I had to let some clients go and say, no, we can't do this. You're a great person, and I love the fact that you have goals, but I have to be the trainer in the context of what we're doing. And if I'm not allowed to do that by a person not being able to follow given instruction, then it's not a good match. And you got to have a good match between trainer and trainee.
I love that. And what's the thing that basically, since you've been doing this for quite a while, on the opposite spectrum, that pretty much just warms your heart? You're like, just a big smile. Like, I see this smile right now. What's something we see from all the clients you like?
The thing that makes me smile the most is when you get clients that don't need you to do everything for them. The motivation that they carry extends beyond the trainer. So when they go away for vacation, I don't have to say, you going to work out? They already know they're going to work out, and they'll send me a text or pictures of where they're at. And that makes me smile, because that means that I don't have to tell you everything to do, which means a lot of them, there's a great level of motivation that you have as a client that's intrinsic. Everything doesn't have to be extrinsic. It's intrinsic, where you have the internal motivation where, what, I need to do this for myself. And I like when they tell me, what should I be doing when I go away? So I appreciate that. I also appreciate the fact that since I just turned 59, November 1st, a lot of the average client,
Stop. You just turned what number?
I just turned 1,059. I just turned 59.
Friend.
Thanks for the compliment, bro. I appreciate it. Flattery will get you nowhere. I'm just kidding. But the funny thing is, I'm glad you responded that way, because that'll take me to the next thing really quick. That being healthy in this whole fitness industry, it tends to be so sexual for a lot of people. So what's the word I'm looking for? So outer, so superficial.
Yeah, superficial.
Very superficial. For me working this industry, I think that's what, it doesn't make me better than anyone else, but it does help me to stand out a bit, that I focus on the inner fitness from the inside out, that it is that. It's not, you don't want to work out to be a better person. You don't want to work out to be a beautiful person. You want to work out because you want to love the body you're in, and you can still improve on it. But, I always tell the ladies, you don't work out to be beautiful, for the ladies, you have to resolve that you are already beautiful. And result, your definition of beauty is not just external. It's your character, your person. It's how you carry yourself. Because you can have somebody that's got all the external, but if the internals aren't there, the characters, they're not improving their character. They're not kind. They're not generous, empathetic, compassion. To me, that's not beautiful.
You're dropping so many gems right now. I can't even ask you any questions. I'm just letting you flow right now because I'm like they would say, preach. My next question,
Come
my next
on,
question,
let them preach. Come on.
preach. All right. So my next question for you is, all right, I'm speaking for the professionals that are working day in, day out, and maybe they think they don't have enough time to exercise. I'm thinking about the single who's got the kids. She's working 9 to 5. She probably has a second job. What a single dad. I'm not going to be, I'm going to just include everybody, whoever it is out there that think they don't have enough time to sneak in some exercise time for themselves or just do some yogas or something, anything, do something active. What's something you can say to those people or give them some kind of advice, something that they should probably try or do just 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day or whatever?
That, my friend, I would say, even at the National Academy of Sports and Medicine, that is the number one. That is actually the number one challenge for most people when it comes to losing weight, getting fit, taking care of their body. It's time. We tend to think we don't have enough time to do these things. I tell people that you want to try doing some non-exercise things, non-exercise activities, what we call them, where you could, if you go to your job, park a little further away from the entrance and walk to the entrance to your job. Instead of taking the elevator, if there's stairs, take the stairs and do that continuously. Do it. Be consistent with that. And what's another good one? Another good one would be going for a walk with a friend, for your lunch hour. You know, walking is one of the best exercises you could do. Taking stairs is one of the best weight-bearing exercises that you can do. Just staying active, finding something that you enjoy doing. If you find something that you enjoy doing, chances are you're going to do that against the pleasure principle. If you find something you enjoy doing, a fitness activity, it could be Zumba, dance, it could be golf, bowling, whatever it is. He's not trying to get to the same place with their fitness. Everybody's not going to try to get like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, or I don't know who, Beyonce or somebody.
So yeah.
Yeah. All you have, it's not really rocket science. If you can find something to do that can keep you active, and then keep track of those non-exercise activities that you do, like taking stairs, walking here, going for a walk on the lunch break. I'm pretty sure there's so many more of them. Even doing household chores,
I'm glad you mentioned household chores because I'm trying to remember back in the day when we were kids, mom would give us chores basically, I think on Fridays. We had to do certain things based around the house. And this was supposed to be done. It would be a long list and we'd get it done. Obviously, I don't know everybody, but when I grew up, I still listen to music, whatever. If I'm doing laundry or whatever, basically, there's always music in the background. So that always makes things fun for me. Don't force me in the kitchen because if I'm cooking, something's probably going to burn. But there's music playing. I can cook on the grill, but actually on the stove, I probably should not be anywhere near that. But my point
I've
is,
seen you on the grill. I've seen you on the grill.
no, not a good thing sometimes. But my point is, you have music, you play your music, whatever music you're into, you start working out, or you do the non-exercises like you mentioned,
Yeah.
and just get groove. Like the music, basically, usually when I'm in the gym, when I'm back in the gym more often, I have my music in my headphones. I'm doing my thing, and I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be a horrible hour. And then of course I play my music, and it happens to be a song I like. That hour goes by like that, and next thing I know, I was like,
Really
wow.
good. Yeah, music really does help. It helps those people who are musically motivated. If you need, like some people take dance classes and so forth, and music's a huge motivator. For me, I also offer another motivation to people that learn to understand the relationship between the quality of your health and how you feel with your lifestyle choices and your lifestyle habits. Because what happens is sometimes when you eat like garbage, you tend to feel like garbage. If you don't like disease, that's one of the motivators for me. I'm like, oh gosh, I really, and things can happen. But you want to stack the deck in your favor as best as you can, because I tell people that taking your health really, people say health is true wealth. It really is. Because if you lose your health, then you can't do the things that you really love to do. Like, when I think of Luther Vandross, he's a great singer. He's a really great singer, but I think of the people that were backing him up, the background singers, they really tried to tell him often, come on, you can't eat like that all the time. You got to do something different. But he was telling him to be quiet, and pushing him off and everything. But then when he had that final stroke, it took him into depression. I felt for him, because when you lose your health, it takes away the thing that you love to do. Luther was made to sing. He loves to sing. But when we take care, our health is that the thing you love to do is on one side of the train track. Taking care of your health is on the other track. So you got two tracks. Taking care of your business, your thing that you love to do, and then taking care of your health. If this falls off, you're going to derail, Yeah, but if you lose something with your business, you still have your health. You can try to build that back. But when you lose your health, man, it could be a piece of work.
All right, so we want to stay in the positive and make sure people stay on the right track. Literally, like what you just said.
That's where we want to stay. Yep.
Yeah, on the right
That's the track.
tracks. Obviously, I'm going to promote you. So pretty much, if people are interested, basically, in, all right, you know what, I'm hearing this, I'm really hearing this, and I need to change something in my life or just try something different, whether it's for the new year or just start now, get on track now. How can they reach you to make an appointment, to have a consultation, or just? I think
they can visit me at chrisfit3d.net. Yeah, Chrisfit, one word, CHRISFIT, Chrisfit, the number 3, letter D, chrisfit3d.net. And they can also just give me a phone call. I love talking to folks on the phone, free consultation. And people call me, they let me know what their goals are, and I talk about their history, and I don't make it intimidating. My telephone number is, my mobile number is I'll say it twice. It's 347-899-1038. Now I use my computer voice, 347-899-1038. Now connecting no, not that part. Not to connecting your call point. There's also another number you can use as well, 718-525-0758. 525. You can send me a friend request on Facebook. It's just 2 words, Chris Fit. Just Chris Fit. On Instagram, I'm at ChrisFit3D. That's ChrisFit3D. Just simply Chris Fit, the number 3, letter D. And that's it. You can come knock on my door. I'm just playing.
No, we don't want to do that. We don't want strangers come to your house.
Don't knock on my door.
Something I wanted to mention, a while back, I don't know if you're still doing this. Are you still doing the boot camps, the HIIT boot camps?
It was a season for that. I may explore that again when the spring comes back.
Okay.
But with the boot camps, I was trying to figure out which direction I'm supposed to go into, because everybody has a direction where they're supposed to go and work. When the shutdown happened, people doing group fitness, boot camps everywhere. I said, maybe I should be doing that. But eventually, when you do business, you kind of settle into what's attracted your way, And I think what resonates with people with me is the personal touch.
Gotcha.
So I really think I've been settling into just the personal training, and I'll do partner training too, But the small, like people do the large numbers, I'll do like 1,000 people in one setting. I'm that guy that I thrive off of just doing a small number of people, even if it's 4 or 5 people. But for my main thing, it's usually just like one-on-one training, because I want to make sure that the person in front of me is the most important person in the world.
I love that. You did mention the partner thing, so I'm thinking husband and wife, brother, sister, mom and kid, whatever the situation is.
I've had two ladies train at I did partner training, and there were 3 partners I had. They were all women. The guys just don't partner up. But the women tend to partner up. I've had some women partners, and they did a really good job. Yeah.
Have you ever had let's say a mom or dad with their kid exercise together?
I had a mom and daughter.
Okay.
Mom and daughter. But actually, I still train the daughter now, but the daughter is about my age, about 58, 59, and the mom is, I think, 76.
What's the oldest age that you've ever had to train? Had the privilege of training, excuse me.
The oldest person I've trained was the guy in the Bible. He's the oldest guy in the Bible, Methuselah. He lived to 969 years old. I was able to put in a time machine and train him. I'm sorry. No,
Good
actually, the
Lord.
oldest person I've worked with, it would have to be, I think it's the woman I work with now. Yeah,
The se-
Audrey. Audrey's 80. Audrey just turned 89.
God bless her.
She's 89. Her daughter hired me to get her moving, to inspire her, to get her moving and active. Yeah, so I didn't sign up to train seniors, but again, I go where the resonation happens there. And it just seems that people see what I do on social media. I got an opportunity to train one senior, and then people are calling you saying, you know what? I just like the way how caring you were on Facebook with that senior, with the woman. And my mom needs somebody to get her active again because she doesn't move too much. So can you help? So I get a chance to go over and do training with these seniors. They're not doing push-ups and squats and burpees and stuff like that, but whatever is called to motivate them. Again, spiritual, emotional, physical. So I may go into the setting of the home and find out that I assess that the senior is feeling down. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing my Bluetooth speaker and I'm going to sing a song of faith. I may start singing a song of faith, and then I may quote a Bible scripture after and pray for the person. And then after that, speak life into them. And now they're ready to do a little workout. So sometimes
Ele-
you have to
Elevated
sense,
down.
yeah, you have to see where they're at. You got to sense where they're at when you get there, and just know that everybody's walking their journey. Somebody may be 21 years old in their journey. Somebody else may be 88, 89, and they're inside all the time. And the day you get to go over there is the day you get to make a difference.
I love that. Now, on the other spectrum, you work with a lot of kids, also a lot of schools, and I've seen your stuff on social media. I think I've seen a few in real person, in real life. How's that working with kids, the next generation, basically getting them into the fitness?
Nice, good question. Well, the kids came first because I worked for the Department of Education from 1990 to 1998. And then I resigned in 1998 to start something called Mr. Chris's Musical Experience. It's like the hip hop urban version of Mr. Rogers. So it's creating fun learning experiences, getting kids to play and entertain them, but put the lessons inside the entertainment so they don't know they're learning, but they really are. But that program had a lot of movement. It was a very kinesthetic program. It was electric. I do a lot of movement with the kids. And then later on in life, I got this fitness thing going on. It just seemed like it was the perfect merge. So I do the fitness thing for adults. But I said, since I always work with kids, why not bring the fitness component and expose the kids to that too? Because they've already been being exposed to it through the movement and the other program. So both programs, so on one hand, I'm Mr. Chris, and on the other hand, I'm Coach Chris. So I go from schools, from kids to adults. I'm not training animals though. I'm not going to train dogs and cats. I won't go that route.
Not yet, yet. But
Not
there's
yet.
something I wanted to bring up was pretty much. I think we did at least two. I think two client events that we've done. Our team has done together. We've done in the park. It was a barbecue, and you were one of the featured. I don't want to say featured act, but pretty much we're looking for different ways to get everybody up and running and doing, just like we mentioned before several times in this video, having more of a community vibe. Because when we work with people, we want them to understand that they're family. You hired us to sell your house. We hired us to help you buy a house. And we're not just like, all right, thank you, congratulations on your transaction, we're gone. No, we're sticking around. That's what makes us
Appreciation.
different. Yeah, it's appreciation, the client appreciation of it. And so we always want to bring something different, something of value to our clients. And so when I met you, basically, I was like, all right, I don't know when or how we're going to do this, but somehow we get them involved in a future event. And we did it a couple of times, and a lot of people loved it. I've seen people who I've never seen get up to do anything up, and they're active. We're playing games. I'm like, And both Dean and myself were both competitive, so we're playing games also with the clients, with the kids. Everybody's getting. I've seen some people who were doing tug before, and I've seen some people get up. I'm like, okay, I didn't realize how competitive people were, but basically it was all the spirit. Everybody was having fun. The energy level, like you said, Chris's energy level was up to here, and people were trying to match it. And then the kids, forget about it. The kids are involved, everybody's involved, so everybody was on the same level when it came to energy. So I have to thank you for that, basically. So,
You're very welcome, bro. You're very
dude,
welcome.
honestly, you're just like one of the most positive people. You and your wife are the most positive people I've ever seen, interacted with. So I just want to make sure that that's being broadcast from this video, that people can feel that energy as well. And I really implore you, if you're out there, you need his services, give him a call, whether it's for you, for your family, if you want to do an exercise thing together for the family. Instead of buying gifts for your family, maybe buy a session with Chris, basically, get everybody motivated. If you start exercising, maybe the kids will exercise. Maybe grandma and grandpa will start exercising. Make this a thing.
Let's go.
Yeah. So
Let's
basically, I'm
go.
like, and let's not forget, Chris is in Queens. We're shooting this as Queens right as we speak. So Chris is in Queens, and Chris, you do travel.
Yes. Yes,
All
I
right.
travel. And the fun
So
and the great thing about this type of training is 99.9% of my training is now virtual. As long as you have internet access, you can train from anywhere on the planet. Yep.
as long as we're not using the Netflix, whatever they're using for their too soon, too soon. All right, sorry. Anyway,
Yeah, he had to go there.
yes, I'm sorry. I had to take my
He
shot.
had to go there. You think Steve Biden, he had to go there, man.
Some people that's gonna go over their heads, but few of us got that reference.
You got that one Mike Tyson
Yeah,
reference there.
not for nothing. 58, and you're still performing. Whether it was a paid day, he still got the money and he still performed. So
That's it.
yes, he's still
That's it.
collecting money for something that he loves to do. Anyway, we're gonna keep this positive. So I'm glad we got a chance to do this. I'm looking at the time. I know you got some appointments coming up. So I just want to give them one more time how to reach you if they need your services.
Last time how to reach me. You guys can send me a friend request. Just 2 words, Chris Fit, on Facebook. Instagram is Chris Fit, Chris Fit 3D. That's one word, Chris Fit, CHRISFIT. Also, you can visit me at chrisfit3d.net as well. And phone number again is 349-1038. I can't leave without a special shout out to my beautiful wife, Janine Daniels. Just want to say her name on here. I'm sitting here and I do what I do at the level I do it because of her. Because we're a married couple, but I choose to every day allow myself to learn and to be sharpened by my wife. She ain't the business, administrative, managerial person. I'm more creative. So I get a chance to really and be in awe and learn a lot from her. And I've learned a lot how to interact with people from her as well. So I'm very grateful to have a wife that I can learn from. And that's a continuous journey. As this January, we're coming up on, 27 years, I think.
Congratulations, man.
But 30, maybe 34, 35 years together.
That's a beautiful thing. The fact that shows how much you guys are in sync, that all this time together and you doing this together and you're still doing it together. That's the point I want to put out there. They're still
Amen.
together,
Keyword, together.
together, working, living, and thriving together.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I can't do these things without people like Chris, like Janine. Honestly, I want to put more value out there basically for my clientele. Even if you didn't decide to work with me and my team, still want to put out value out there for you. So whether
Amen.
you me as for your real estate services, if you're buying or selling or investing in real estate, you're relocating, how to find me, you can scan that QR code. Hopefully you can see it on the screen. If not, I'll give you my phone number. My cell phone is 917-975-5985. You can find me on all social media. Most social media you'll find me on is Evans Sells. I'm on Instagram, TikTok. I don't dance, so stop asking me. I'm too old to be dancing on TikTok. Yes, I still have a MySpace. Don't ask.
Nice.
Link. I'm going way back. The kids are like, "What is MySpace?"
What is
Link,
MySpace?
YouTube. I pretty much have an account everywhere. like I mentioned before, I want to put out things of value for my clients, for people, anybody who finds this stuff interesting or they educate themselves from the stuff that we put out.
That's great.
I just want to say thank you, Chris, for doing this. Thank you, Janine. I know you're out there somewhere. Thank you guys for for your time and everything. And Chris, you got the last words of encouragement to whoever's out there watching this.
The last words of encouragement first go to you, my friend, because I thank you for leading all your information. You talk about my energy. I'm talking about your energy as well. Everybody has a motivated thing that they do. You are definitely someone that's a light in your community in real estate. And I'm not just saying that. You and my buddy Dean, you guys actually, you make this an educational, you guys value education. And you guys are always talking about getting your learn on. That's the thing, getting your learn on. So anybody who's looking for a home, or if they reach out to you, they'll know that they're getting someone who's done their homework, someone who's passionate about what they do, and they're always trying to stay on the cutting edge of of the industry. So God bless you guys for doing what you do. And the folks that are out there, if you're watching this interview, you're also gifted in a very special way. Take whatever you're doing and let your light shine out in the world, and be a light. And the last thing that's very important for me, the word support. I think that's how I should say this. I've learned also that this is going to sound counterproductive, but trust me, I learned not to ask people to support me. You know why?
Why?
Because I would rather people come to me authentically needing what I can offer. That's it. If I have what you need, I would love to help you. But if it's just coming to support, now if you want to support is more maybe buying a session for somebody else. But if you're not into fitness, I don't want people to feel uncomfortable that they have to support me. And that's something personal for me that I've learned years ago. So I'm not big on the support me thing. Now it's more authentic where, you know what, I have a service that I offer. My life comes out of it. It's who I am. It's what I do. I value it. If you have a need for what I have to supply, I would love to help you. Now I can be in a position where I can support you by using my gift to help you. That's it.